Oh, Corey, there's a lot more to racing than just winning. I mean, taking the race by a full lap? Where's the entertainment in that? I just wanted to give the folks a little sizzle. Am I sorry I didn't have a crew chief? No, I'm not, because I'm a one-man show.
Sam here going into turn one. So he's got the 25 of Brandon Miller behind him, who just went through him a little bit. Sam does have an issue with being low on blinker fluid. Not sure if that's what caused that or not. Oh, Sanchez. Very lucky not to hit Sam head on there. Damn. Derek Myers, the teammate of Gerald West. Oh, and the 98 of Jerry Glenn's just gone round. I think that was off the bumper of Logan Lansford. And that is going to give the advantage to Gerald West here on the outside line. But can they hold it? That is the question. Did they make their move too soon? Thomas Harmon sitting there just in behind them. He moves up. Derek blocks. He moves down. Derek blocks again. And we have contact. Derek Myers goes round. The win is going to Thomas Harmon. Thomas Harmon wins this race. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and welcome to the Autism Awareness 100 right here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. It's just about playoffs time, as our drivers are on the track right now. Most of them are in the pits, so I think we're just about ready for a pit party, including this race. We've only got 3 left until we are into the playoffs. So a lot of drivers have a lot to fight for. in what little time there is left here in the season. Let's go join our drivers down on the track as they're all starting to roll out of the pits. Thomas Harmon going off to the left there. He wants to be towards the back. Corey Cook is going to be doing the backward slap apparently. So you got TJ Crampton and Brian Harris there watching him intently. They're probably having a big laugh inside their helmets while they watch him go backwards around the track. This will be an interesting display of how sturdy this engine is. I do have this set to focus on crashes, which is why it still sits here on Corey Cook. But the pit party is just about underway. As we join the actual pack now. And we're off and racing. A little bit of check up in both lanes, lots of nose to tail contact. Oh, and around is the 3 of Paul Cox, the 83 as well. Lots of cars involved in this one already, and we've only just started. Pentacuff, Pizzakemi involved. Another crash on the back straight. This one's got Kraus, Chambliss, and Masia. I think 61 is also involved, TJ Crampton. Around goes Corey Williamson out of turn 4 by himself. I think Steinhauser got involved as well. Everyone getting loose. A very loose setup here for Las Vegas. Like, it starts out just a little bit loose. Then it comes nice and tight, and then it becomes very loose and borderline undrivable. So it should be a little bit of an interesting dynamic for these drivers to try and overcome. There's a 12 of Matt Burgess. He's actually got a lot of damage on that car. He's trying to make it into the pit lane. His left front said no more. As I do believe the drivers are making their way out for a second attempt at the pit party. Sam Niederholm dodges his way through the traffic. And it looks like Kyle Kraus, not so lucky. The 65 of Corey Steinhauser. The current top 10 here in practice is Matt Horton, Thomas Harmon, Andrew Hennessy, Brian Chambliss, Jonathan Hernandez, TJ Crampton, Corey Steinhauser, Matt Burgess, Kyle Kraus, and Travis Massier. Last time at the moment is a 30.171. We have 26 cars to take on the racing action here tonight, plus 1 spectator. Strength of field over the 27 people in the server is a 2678. The 1 spectator is the illustrious Ray Zercut. As we're getting ready for the next pit party here. And we're off and racing. Not too much checkup this time. The field makes their way into turns 1 and 2. Be a little bit 3 wide already. Frank's gotten into the fence. Around goes Mark Pentacuff and the 88 Jonathan Hernandez. So it looks like everyone else has made it through. There's just a few people caught up in that. Comes the field through the front straight once more. As Mark Pentacuff makes his way back out onto the track. Around goes Paul Cox. The track is blocked. A couple of cars made it through quite nicely. John Lozel's involved in this one. Then to Brian Harris, Zach Floyd making his return to racing action. He was also involved in that in the 31. There he is. It's great to see Zach back. He got caught up with college studies as Corey Steinhauser hits the apron and goes for a big drift into the outside wall. Yeah, Zach Floyd took time away from the league to go do some college studies, and he's back in action here tonight. He's finished with college, which is great to see. So congratulations to him for completing college. Currently looking at TJ Crampton. He's behind Brian Chambliss, Travis Massier. As it looks like these guys are in a stable portion of the way the car is going to act before it starts becoming horrifically loose. Oh, Adam Bowden got into the fence. He's still tracking all right. Oh, contact behind Matt Burgess and Brian Pizzacami. Oh, and I think Burgess just went around. There's a 9 Zach Floyd, 38 Thomas Harmon. You got 65 Chris Steinhauser running that high line. Nice little group we got going on here. These guys are probably learning quite a bit about how to drive these cars at the moment. As Williamson got a little bit loose, now they're 3 wide. Back down to the 2x2 formation. Looks like for the most part, these guys actually have a fairly good grip on the way these cars are handling at the moment. Oh, in the background, see Frank Isaacson has gone around. I think that was contact with the 2 of Chris Champeau. Side by side goes Thomas Harmon, Corey Steinhauser. Brian Chambliss in the 21. There's a spin on the back straight. That's a 3 of Paul Cox. The scope of the top 10 has changed a little bit once more. It's now Horton, Harmon, Pizzakemi, Hennessy, Chambliss, Hernandez, Burgess, Bowden, Crampton, Steinhauser is your top 10. A little bit loose there was a 61 at Crampton. Frank Isaacson coming back out onto the track. We're 25 times in so far. So your full scope of the field right now is Horton, Harmon, Pizzakemi, Hennessy, Chambliss, Hernandez, Burgess, Bowden, Crampton, Steinhauser. It's your top 10. And it's DeVore, Slama, Cox, Massio, Floyd, Cook, Lozelle, Pentacuff, Isaacson, Kraus as your top 20. Oh, as on the back straight, the two of Chris Champeau stopped. Adam Bowden nowhere to go but straight into him. That's Williamson, Champeau, Watson, Niederhelm, and Woods. Wrapping up the field. So around goes Andrew Hennessy in the 99. Hennessy actually looking pretty impressive right now. Is the highest placed rookie in practice with P4. A 30.246. Oh, big hit from TJ Crampton. Taking out several people. Frank Isaacson, Jonathan Hernandez, Joe Slama. And Kyle Krass also got a piece of that. And it looks like most of the field's in the pit, so we're possibly getting ready for another pit party here. Important to get as much time in a pack as you can with these cars. Just to get used to the way that they drive. The field's starting to come back out onto the track. Steinhauser parked in his regular spot on the end of the front straight, waiting for the field to go by. He likes doing the pit parties from the back. As most of the field jockeys for position on the back straight. Actually surprised not more people sit back and wait with Steinhauser. Since no one wants to be at the front of these things, apparently. Oh, Hernandez became a Blinky Bill for a minute there. Here we go for the next start. And they're racing. Oh, the two Christian Poe got very loose. He's around. Oh, there's more people around. Crashing everywhere. This is most of the field that's been taken out. Steinhausen's involved. TJ Crampton's involved. Captain's car is going no further. Oh, in the background now, you saw Frank Isaacson having a drama all by himself. Around goes to 31 of Zach Floyd. And his right front is very broken. Corey Williamson's gone around. I think the 33 Matt Horton went around as well. This is actually one of the biggest fields we've had in a long time. It is really good to see. Zach Floyd and Corey Steinhauser just having a little bit of a have a look-see at each other then. Just having a look at the field spread right quick here. Top 5 are separated by less than a tenth. And the top 13, less than a tenth and a half. The entire field separated by about 334 thousandths of a second. So it's 3 tenths, just about 3.5 tenths. Well, there's a big stack up on the inside line once more. They're off and racing once again. Oh, around goes the 83 Adam Bowden. Travis Massio got put into the fence. As we just have 6.5 minutes left in practice. We'll throw up the tickets so you guys can see what's going on. As that was a 3 wide situation that just turned into mush. It involved several drivers. John Lazelle, Zach Floyd, Matt Burgess. Kyle Kraus got a piece of that one as well. There's the 9 of Joe Slama. Everyone will definitely be trying to work on race pace here. I don't think too many people are all that concerned about qualifying pace. From the way it looks, it's just all about trying to hold on. Gonna have a quick squiz at the points. Currently Thomas Harmon leading the way by 73 over Matt Burgess. That's 21 back to Chris Champeau. Paul Cox in 4th. James Watson 5th. Joe Slama P6. Matt Horton 7th. Brian Pizzakemi in 8th. Brandon Bennett 9th. And Travis Massey in 10th. Travis Massey 145 points off the lead. Then you got Brian Chambers, TJ Cranton tied for 11th. Both on 263 points, 146 off the lead. Actually a very close battle for the back of the top 10. 140 for Brandon Bennett. That's off the lead. So 269 for Brandon Bennett. There's 264, 263, 263, 262, and 258. That's 9th to 14th. As around goes Robbie DeVore. Out of turn 2. As we now only have 2 minutes left in practice. And around goes the 21 of Brian Chambliss. Mark Pentecoff gave him a little bit of a tap. Sounds like Steinhauser got into it as well. There's about 4 laps left for these guys to run. In fact, make that 3 laps now before the checkered flag will fall and practice will be over. To Chris Champeau, currently 24th. In fact, 23rd, my apologies. But that is going to end things here for us for practice at the very least. So make sure you guys stay tuned. The results of qualifying will be coming up soon for the Autism Awareness 150 right here live and exclusive from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Welcome back to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Autism Awareness 150 right here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. Qualifying is complete. Just waiting for some of the drivers to hit the track on the pole. It's going to be the 33 of Matt Horton on his outside. Will be the 21 of Brian Chambliss. Once we get, there we go, camera angle. Starting out of P3, as you can see there, the 38 of Thomas Harmon. P4, the 66 of Sam Niederhelm in a blistering qualifying effort. P5, the 61 of TJ Crafton. With P6, the 60 of Kyle Kraus. P7 is going to be the 12 of Matt Burgess, with P8, the 24 of Frank Isaacson. P9 is the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez, with P10, the 13 of Travis Massier. I'm going to have Cole Woods, Corey Cook, Robbie DeVore. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Robbie DeVore, John Lozelle, Joe Slama, Chris Champo, James Watson, Zach Floyd, Adam Bowden, Andrew Hennessy, Ray Zerkat, Brian Harris, Mark Pentacuff, Rory Steinhauser, Brian Pizzakemi, Paul Cox, and Corey Williamson wrapping up the field. Now, Ray Zerkat is scheduled out of the 21st position, but as I said before, he is just a spectator, so Pentacuff, Pizzakemi, and Williamson will all move up a row. We're just waiting for time to burn down so we can get these guys rolling. There we go, 100 laps ahead of us here tonight for the Autism Awareness 150 around the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And as I said before, the cars are going to be a little bit weird handling. They'll be a little bit loose to begin with, then they're going to tighten up a little bit, and then it's going to be fairly loose from about 15 laps onwards. So looking after those tires is going to be key, especially that right rear. And if you can do that, you're probably going to be in a very good position towards the end of the race. "26 drivers to take the green flag here. As I said, including Ray Zerkat, who's just here to spectate and run qualifying. Strength of field is a 26.78. And this is one of the biggest fields we've had all season. 26 cars racing. But here we go. Pace car is in. The first start is on green. All the restarts are on the leader in the restart zone. And we're off and racing. Good start for everyone in the race so far, as the 33 of Matt Horton takes the lead into turns 1 and 2. Two different lines starting to form already. Cars going all over the track, trying to look for a little bit of grip. The 38 of Thomas Harmon trying to hold on to second, but Brian Chambliss on the outside line there, just a little bit stronger than what he is. Takes over second. See another battle back here between the 12 of Matt Burgess, the 66 of Sam Niederhelm. And what a qualifying effort for Sam. Starting up there in P4. It only dropped one down to 5th. As, look at the backpack there. Things are getting wild. As there is just about 3 wide with the 31, Zach Floyd making his return to the Output Racing League. Trying to make it 3 wide around the outside. He's not going to quite get there as he's on the outside of Zach Floyd right now. But Zach Floyd absolutely buried in this pack right now. See the 8 is back there as well. Brian Harris and Zach Floyd's in the fence. Oh, and he's around. And he was completely sideways while there were still cars coming at him, but there's no caution on the track that I can see. In fact, no, there is a caution. Caution is out. And that is our first caution of the race. The field starts to catch up to the pace car. So let's actually go back to Zach and go back and see what happened there in 1 and 2. So he's just in behind Travis Massier there. And it looks like he just got a little bit too tight. That's all it really was, just got too tight, got up into the fence. And didn't get off it until he was on the back straight. And this is going to be the first caution of the race. He's already riding the wall there, coming through turn 2. The Brian Harris already taking evasive action, going as low as he can with the grip that he has available to him. And Zach Floyd will hit the fence once more and go around. There we go. And shouldn't be too much damage to the 31 car, so hopefully just a quick little repair and we'll see him back out there. Matt Horton leading the way at the moment in the 33 car. Brian Chambliss P2, Thomas Harmon 3rd, and TJ Crampton in 4th. Sam Niederhelm only lost 2 positions. He's only dropped back to P6. Again, great effort from Sam Niederhelm. Don't usually see him up towards the front too often, so it's great to see him doing well. If we've got any takers for the pits. Oh, we do. Or not. Couple of fakers there. Sam Niederhelm actually the first to pit in the 66 car. I think he's just getting out of Dodge and getting out of there. And everyone from 19th on back has entered the pits as well. So that's Harris, Steinhauser, Bowden, Pizzakemi, Pentacup, Cox, Williamson, Floyd, and Zerkut. Well, actually, no, Zerkut didn't start. So, yeah. It looks like everyone's just topping up on fuel and then getting back out. But your current order at the front is Horton, Chambliss, Harmon, Crampton, Hernandez, Burgess, Kraus, Woods, Niederhelm, and Isaacson as your top 10. And Robbie DeVore, Corey Cook, Hennessy. Actually, no, Niederhelm's not 9th. I'm an idiot. Horton, Chambliss, Harmon, Crampton, Hernandez, Burgess, Kraus, Woods, Isaacson, DeVore is your top 10. That's Corey Cook, Hennessy, Watson, Champeau, Lizelle, Massier, Slama. I just have to wait for everyone else to cross the line so I can get where they're all at. No one is officially a lap down, so there shouldn't be too many caution laps here. The lights are still on the pace car, so we'll go at least 2 more laps around. So after Slama is Niederhelm, Bowden, Harris, Williamson, Cox, Pentacuff, Pizzakemi, Steinhauser, and Floyd. Like everyone's starting to get into some kind of a formation, so we must be on 2 to green. Means we'll get the one to green this time by. Where Fred the flag marshal puts his finger out in the air. Signal to the drivers, 1 lap until we go green. There we go, the lights are out on the pace car. A couple more drivers going back into the pits for some extra fuel. It's Bowden, Pizzicami and Steinhauser. They might be expecting just a little bit of a longer run, in which case the extra fuel will definitely be handy for them. Remember, this restart will be on the leader in the restart zone. If he goes before the restart zone, then the leader will get a penalty. And once he reaches the end of the restart zone, if he hasn't gone, and the green flag will just automatically fly. But here we go. Pace car makes a hard left turn into the pit lane. Fred the flag marshal is at the ready. And we're off and racing again. Great jump from Matt Horton that time. Same too for Thomas Harmon, who sneaks up into second place, but we'll see if he can hold it, as that outside line has proven to be pretty strong here, especially on restarts. You see the 21 Chambliss just flying around the 38 car. And he has that position cleanly made. The 88 Jonathan Hernandez just mired on the bottom line there, holding on to fourth for TJ Crampton. In fact, we might even have a little bit of a battle for the lead starting to brew here between the 21 of Chambliss and the 33 of Horton. Chambliss diving to the inside, Horton trying to hold on to the momentum of the outside with 3 wide back in the pack. As I think Horton just got the fence a little bit. But looking at the 3 wide here between Cook, Isaacson, that's 4 wide. Cook, Isaacson, Bavor and Champo, 4 wide coming out of turn 4 there very briefly. If you don't think these drivers are passionate and want to win, then you don't know what you're talking about. But these guys battling over 10th. And they went 4 wide. That's just how much a win in this league really means, as Brian Chambliss has taken the lead from the 33 of Matt Horton. Matt Horton is trying to fight back on the outside. Can't quite get a good enough run. I saw back there that the 39 is under threat from the 60 of Kyle Kraus. It's James Watson in the 39. Maybe not, as Watson fights back on the inside, maintains position. John Lozelle looking for a peek underneath of Kraus as well now. There's also a battle going on behind these guys. I think that was the 8 of Brian Harris as he got around Robbie DeVore. Robbie DeVore getting into the fence as John Lozelle still underneath of Carl Kraus. These guys battling over the 12th position. Kraus with a good run on the outside here though. It looks like people are starting to get that little bit of loose. A little bit loosey-goosey for some of these drivers. We're starting to hinder them a little bit. Cole Woods in the 22 starting to fall back a little bit as well as the 12 of Matt Burgess looking pretty good right now. And so the 2 of Chris Champeau was looking for a move on Andrew Hennessy in the 99. That's right, no longer is the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez the biggest number on track. Speaking of Hernandez, he is underneath of Matt Horton as Horton's starting to fall back here a little bit. The 38 Thomas Harmon took over second as the battles continue to rage on. So the 99 of Hennessy managing to not only hold off the challenge from Champeau but take over the 5th position from TJ Crampton. TJ, who's now fallen back to P6. Chris Champeau moved to the outside to try and make a move stick as well, and he's got that one made. The 33 of Matt Horton dropping back. He's got the draft in the outside lane now on the straightaway, but in the corners, he's got to do it all for himself. Got to try and ride that momentum. 3 wide they go now as they come across the start-finish line. We're 2 by 2 for 4th and 6th. Looks like the 3 car of Paul Cox is a little bit off the pace. He's fallen off the back of the field. I'm hearing there might have been contact from Steinhauser. Still side by side for 4th place we go between Hennessy and Champeau. Neither one of these guys wants to give it up. It is 61 of TJ Crampton, 62 of Corey Cook. Starting to battle here as well, as they've both gotten around to 33 of Matt Horton. Horton looking to try and make it 3 wide up the middle. I don't think he's quite got the legs for it, as it looks like Hennessy was the one who lost out in that situation. Now we see 3 wide between Hennessy, Cook and Champeau, although Cook is backing off a little bit. He didn't want to be 3 wide there. Would have been a great opportunity for him, but he didn't quite take it. It's John Lozelle looking to try and make it 3 wide with Cook and Crampton. Not going to be able to get that one done. Oh, as loose is the 2 of Chris Champeau. And now he's starting to fall back. The tyre's definitely starting to feel a little bit old for these drivers now, as they're all slipping and sliding all over the track. Oh, is that the 9 of Joe Slama who was down on the apron there? It was. Well, that wasn't good for him at all. Someone who is taking a little bit of an advantage here, the 31 of Zach Floyd. Involved in that first crash, mind you, restarted second last. He's already back up into 15th. So he's gained 10 positions since that restart. And this is actually a fierce little battle pack we got going on here. It's Floyd, Pizzacami, Woods, Devore. Oh, a little bit of a tap there to Brian Harris, who's just entered the fray here. It's going a little bit slowly. Devore losing out on a few positions. These guys have actually lost the front pack a little bit, and the front pack's actually starting to splinter as well. Go up and have a look at where our packs are at. So we got a front pack of about 4. In fact, we could say that that's more than 4. We'll go on the back here. That's Matt Horton on the back of this front pack. So a front pack of 7. And we have an air gap back to James Watson. And he is in a pack of about 6. And the caution is out. I see Brian Harris in the pits. Let's see what happened here to the driver of the 8. Coming out turn 4. Got onto the apron on the front straight, come back on track. Oh, he got loose. Transitioning back to the track. Big tail wag in front of the 31 of Zach Floyd. Managed to hold on to it there. Oh, and then he gets loose again. Right in front of Pizzacami. Pizzacami, I think, just tapped him a little bit. Oh, back down. Oh, Adam Bowden, nowhere to go. Travis Massia, nowhere to go. Sam Niederhelm, nowhere to go as well. The 81, Corey Williamson, he's just sliding down to the inside there. He managed to take that one with no damage. It looks like the 8 of Brian Harris pretty much going to be out of this one, as that left rear is definitely completely locked up. That's going to be our second caution of the day, and it's going to lead us to our first advert of the race. So make sure you guys stay tuned. More action here from the Autism Awareness 150 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway coming up shortly. Welcome back to the Autism Awareness 150 right here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are under caution for the second time, and pit stops have been complete. Brian Chambliss has come out in front of Thomas Harmon for the restart here. Andrew Hennessy in third, Jonathan Hernandez fourth, TJ Crampton in fifth. Everyone down to Corey Steinhauser in 24th is on the lead lap. I got Adam Bowden in the pits. He's 3 laps down. Brian Harris, OUT out. Ray Zerkut did not start. So your current order as we are on 2 to go is Chambliss, Harmon, Hennessy, Hernandez, Crampton, Horton, Cook, Watson, Lizelle, Champeau as your top 10. There's Isaacson, Burgess, Kraus, Woods, Slama, Pizzacami, Massia, Devore, Niederhelm, Williamson as your top 20. Pentacuff, Cox, Floyd, Steinhauser, Bowden in the pits, Harris out. Zerkut did not start. As I think we're about to get the 1 to green signal here. There we go, the lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go green. We will have 29 laps complete. Means just 71 laps to go when we get the green flag. That's 78 of Pizzacami, 13 of Massia, the 5 of Pentecuff, and the 65 of Steinhauser. All went and got some extra fuel. There we go, coming out of turn 4. Pace car will make that hard left turn into the pits. And the start will be on Brian Chambliss. And he's off and racing. Good jump once more for the inside line. As it looks like Hennessy might actually clear Harmon here on the restart. And he does so. In fact, Jonathan Hernandez looking at taking third away from Harmon as well. So Harmon not getting a great restart there on the outside. He will start trying to fight back here, I think. No. He's going to try and fall into fourth. He does. Just in front of TJ Crampton. Still have 24 cars on the lead lap, which is actually quite incredible. Here comes a battle for the lead now. Andrew Hennessy to the outside of Brian Chambliss. Will he make this move stick? And he officially leads at the line. He's a league rookie, don't forget. And he's just led a lap in the Output Racing League. Showing a lot of pace here as well. And it's not surprising as he is an A-Class 4.43 with a 59.54 I rating. CD88, Jonathan Hernandez trying to make something work on the outside of Chambliss. Couldn't quite get it done. See side-by-side action just behind these guys a little bit as well as the 62 of Corey Cook. on the outside of Frank Isaacson. The Cookie Monster himself trying to get around the jigsaw puzzle. Couldn't quite get there. Frank Isaacson will maintain 9th position. And that's a good run for Frank, actually, up in 9th. Another driver we don't typically see up in the top 10. There's a few drivers hitting the wall there coming out of turn 2. Just trying to figure out who that was that hit it. And I think that was a 31 again. Zach Floyd, who had contact with the fence. See the two Corys back here getting a little bit racy. Corey Williamson, Corey Steinhauser. A little bit of dodging and weaving going on between the two. Brian Pizzicami just in behind them. Just remember, when it comes to Corey on Corey contact, two Corys do not make a right. As Steinhauser takes over that position from Williamson, Pizzicami is going to try and take advantage as well. I think Adam Bowden is back on track. He's 10 laps down. He's also just in front of our leader, Andrew Hennessy. And Hennessy actually has a little bit of a gap here. Let's have a look at the back of his car. That is 0.6 of a second back to Brian Chambliss and Jonathan Hernandez, who are now battling side by side. In fact, Hernandez falling back to 4th as Matt Horton taking the advantage and getting the move made. Another move that's on there as well, the two Chris Champeau was making some moves. He's now up into 7th. As we're edging ever closer to the halfway marker, a little bit of close quarters action going on there between Champeau and Crampton. Side by side for second place as well between Horton and Chambliss. Ooh, Chris Champeau. Apron is bad. He hit the apron and got loose. He just got swallowed up by Lozelle and Watson. As Watson gets loose, Champeau got loose again. This guy's definitely putting it all out there on the table. Trying to hold on to these race cars is not an easy task. It's Frank Isaacson looking to try and retake 9th from John Lozelle. Not going to quite get there. In fact, he's under threat from Corey Cook now, as Frank starts experimenting with alternate dimensions. Just having a quick little scan through where everyone is at. And Steinhauser goes up in 15th. Restarted 24th. So he's +9 since the restart. But that could possibly mean he's not looking after his tyres as well as he could be. Just behind him, there's a little bit of a battle going on here. 3-wide battle between Zach Floyd, Matt Burgess and Brian Pizzicami. Pizzicami wins out in that one. Zach Floyd drops back into 18th. These guys trying to charge after Steinhauser. And Adam Bowden, on much fresher tyres than the rest of the field, has pulled away from the leaders. I saw Rick Cook light up the radio waves there a little bit. Possibly saw something that's a little bit exciting. There's also the 61 and the 62 destined to be together on track. It's TJ Crampton, Corey Cook. They've been almost inseparable. Crampton now goes to make the move on Chris Champeau. Pulls to the inside, and he's going to make that one stick. Can he get James Watson as well? He can. As to the inside dives the two of Chris Champeau, trying to take advantage of a slower James Watson. Corey Cook ran very wide that time. As we're almost 45 laps in the books, which means 55 laps to go when we get to the start-finish line. So we are tantalizingly close to halfway. Again, I just want to give props to Frank Isaacson, up into 10th right now still, holding off a hard charging Kyle Kraus right now. We have a side-by-side battle going on back here as well for 15th between Steinhauser and Pizzacami. Steinhauser getting a little bit loose there. Still managing to just keep his nose ahead of Pizzacami though. And Matt Burgess just eagerly waiting for one of the lines to take an advantage, so he can slip through past both of them. Behind him as well is Corey Williamson and Zach Floyd, as they're trying to make some magic work. Steinhauser are actually doing very well here on the outside to just hold off Brian Pizzacami. Pizzacami and Burgess both caught up to Steinhauser very quickly. And they just haven't seemed to maintain the overtake, as Steinhauser got very loose that time through turn 2. Managed to keep it off the drivers on the inside. As now the 78 Pizzacami takes the advantage. And Steinhauser looks like he spent too much time on the outside there, possibly burnt up his right rear a little bit. As he's starting to get swamped by everyone in this pack. Back up towards the front. The battling continuing to unfold. I saw Matt Horton was side by side with someone. Oh, the two of Chris Champeau's in the fence. Oh, he's got no steering. Oh no, Cole Woods in the 22, nowhere to go. And that is going to be another caution. Let's go back and have a look at that one. Coming out of turn 4, Chris Champeau on P8. And he just gets loose. A little bit of a tank slapper, overcorrects. That's into the fence. And his right front toe link already broken at this point. Looks like he's trying to steer it down, and it's just not going as down as he wants it to, as he gets loose once more. Another big whack into the fence, making his right front even more than what it was. Cole Woods, nowhere to go, as two of Chris Champeau is coming down the track. And Champeau actually very lucky not to flip there, as his right front quarter panel goes across the track, be collected by Corey Williamson. And that is going to bring out our third caution of the race. For that, we're going to go for another quick commercial break here. When we come back, we're going to have a look at how the pit stop cycle is going to cycle through to make sure you guys stay tuned. Welcome back to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Autism Awareness 150. And Andrew Hennessy, league rookie, first one out of pit road. He's probably one of the only people who didn't want to see that caution come out. He had a nice lead going on. We're just waiting for everyone to go across the start finish line so we can get some proper positioning going on. And somehow, some way, Colwood's actually survived that crash. So it's going to be Hennessy, Harmon, Chambliss, Crampton, Hernandez, Horton, Kraus, Cook, Slama, Lizelle is your top 10. And then we got Isaacson, Burgess, Pizzacchemi, Williamson, Niederholm, Maciel, Watson, DeVore, Cox, Pentacuff as your top 20. Steinhauser and Floyd in 21st and 22nd, the last two cars on the lead lap. Cole Woods 1 lap down in 23rd after that crash with the two of Chris Champeau, who is in the pits and presumably out. And then the 83 of Adam Bowden, who is currently 9 laps down after being the lucky dog wave around. I'm expecting the lights to go out on the pace car this time by. So we still have 22 cars on the lead lap. We have 24 cars still in the race. Got 2 DNFs and 1 DNS. Just heard Adam Bowden coming out of the pits. He's getting a few more repairs to that 83 car. Alright, so here we go. Got 54 laps complete. Means 46 laps to go at the green flag. Pace car is in. And we're off and racing. But Jonathan Hernandez tried to anticipate that start a little bit. And all he did was run into the back of the 21 of Brian Chambliss. That propelled Chambliss straight into second place in front of Thomas Harmon. Cars are all strewn across the track once more. Here comes Chambliss now looking for the outside run on Hennessy. Can't quite get that move to stick. Now he's going to look towards the inside. Hennessy blocks it off. We're now 55 laps in the book. It's 45 laps to go. Going to move on for third as well. So 61 TJ Crampton getting around 38 Thomas Harmon. Here comes the 88 Jonathan Hernandez as well, trying to place his stake in the top four, and he gets there. Thomas Harmon possibly trying to look after his tyres here a little bit, maybe. Because we can make it to the end on fuel. It's just a question of whether the tyres will make it to the end. The 88 of Hernandez trying to look for a way around TJ Crampton. Similarly, 33 Matt Horton trying to look for a way around Thomas Harmon. Looks like we've got a little bit of action back here as well as the 12 and the 60 side by side. Matt Burgess, Kyle Kraus. Kraus on the outside taking the advantage of the momentum, just about clouding the wall as he was going through. Here goes Burgess back up the inside and see what he can do. Side by side they continue to go. You've got Brian Pizzakemi and Frank Isaacson just in behind these guys as well. I heard someone getting big time into the fence and I think that was the 9 of Joe Slama. As it looks like the 62 Corey Cook. He's got that high line rolling right now. Almost looking for a way around the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez. Tried to go high, he got blocked, he's gone low. And he is now up into the top four. Oh, TJ Crampton's very loose. TJ Crampton in the fence. Corey Cook was still loose. I think there was contact with Hernandez. Let's go back and check in on Crampton. He's losing a lot of positions here. So far, he's fallen all the way back to 15th. And he's just still continuing to fall here. As we have one stopped on the front straight, it's 81 Corey Williamson. Let's see what happened to Corey here as another caution has come out. Coming out of turn 4. And Zach Floyd with a good run here. In fact, Zach Floyd getting loose. And oh, a little bit of contact there with the 6 of Robbie DeVore. And Williamson airtime into the grass. Travis Pastrana would have been proud of that effort. Does he get any more airtime? Because that grass is very bumpy. That looks like that's about all the airtime he gets. Back out onto the track. Oh no, the 5, Mark Pentacuff. Oh, Mark just got absolutely taken out. Oh, it's Steinhauser sneaking in between Williamson and the fence. That could not have been a very big gap. 13 of Travis Massia down on the inside. Bucking and bronking his way through turn 1. As it looks like he managed to get that one saved, but that is another caution here for this race. With that, we are just going to stick with it this time, see if anyone pits. As Andrew Hennessy is leading the way. Once they catch the pace car here, the pit lane will be open. Now that should be Corey Williamson and Mark Pentecoff out of this race, unfortunately. It looks like Corey Williamson actually still circulating the track. I think somehow Mark Pentecoff still rotating as well. There you go, maybe the damage isn't as bad as what it seemed. That was definitely a very, very solid hit. And Hernandez is going to fake the entry. Who's going to be the first one actually into the pits? It's going to be Crampton in the 61. Crampton, who was probably saved by that caution coming out. At the 5 of Mark Pentecoff, the 65 Corey Steinhauser coming into the pits as well. And the 81 of Corey Williamson. So we'll have Crampton, Pentecoff, Williamson in for repairs, and Steinhauser in for a new pair of jocks. I'm hearing there was just inches between his nose and Corey Williamson's nose on the front straight there. But Andrew Hennessy is leading the way from Chambliss, Hernandez, Horton, Harmon, Cook, Slama, Lizelle, Burgess, and Kraus as your top 10. There's Pizzagami, Isaacson, DeVore, Floyd, Niederhelm, Cox, Massier, Watson. And Steinhauser, Williamson. Cole Woods is back on the lead lap. TJ Crampton still in the pits. Mark Pentecoff is still in the pits as well, and I would dare say he's probably going to be stuck in the pits. There's definitely a lot of damage to that 5 car. Yeah, he's just gone a lap down. Adam Bowden is 9 laps down in 24th. And Christian Poe and Brian Harris both out of the race. And Ray Zerkat did not start. So Cole Woods will have to drop to the back of the pack, being the lucky dog recipient. Everyone has about 13 laps on their tyres. Let's see how the final 37 laps here plays out. The lights are out on the pace car now, so we'll go green next time by. 5 of Mark Pentecoff comes out. He's going to be 1 lap down. Your order is Hennessy, Chambliss, Hernandez, Horton, Harmon, Cook, Slama, Lizelle, Burgess, Kraus, Pizzagami, Isaacson, DeVore, Floyd, Niederhelm, Cox, Massiel, Watson, Steinhauser, Williamson, Crampton, Woods on the lead lap. 23rd is Mark Pentecoff, 1 lap down. 24th, Adam Bowden, 9 laps down. And Champo Harris out. Ray Zerkat did not start. Going to get the restart here with 65 laps complete, which means just 35 laps to go. And we are off and racing. Hennessy with another really good jump out into the lead. Got Hernandez and Chambliss trying to fight over P2 right now. As there is now just 34 laps left in this race. And now Chambliss looking for the inside move on Hennessy. Trying to take the advantage. Hennessy, who's actually been leading for a lot of this race now. Trying to hold on the outside line. Side by side for first, side by side for second, side by side. Well, side by side for first, third and fifth right now. Hennessy just holds on to that lap. And pinching down the 21 of Brian Chambliss he goes. The action's starting to heat up here. As we had one into the fence back and pack a little bit. Not sure who that was. It looks like the front of the pack starting to single file out here a little bit. The 9 of Joe Salama is up into 8th. Zach Floyd in the 31 is in 11th. So those guys starting to have a good run behind them here. You see 21 of Chambliss starting to experiment with an alternate line, trying to take the advantage. He's not going to get one here just yet though. A single file, the leaders remain with just 30 laps to go. What I think we're going to do is, before it gets too late in the race, we're going to go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will be going to the checkered flag as long as there's no more cautions. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Welcome back to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As contact being made there between the 21 of Brian Chambliss and the 99 of Andrew Hennessy, battling for the lead. As Chambliss has just taken the lead, things have just absolutely been kicking off here in the last few laps. We're on lap 79 right now of 100, which means at the end of this lap, it'll be just 21 laps to go. Into the fence there was, I think that was a 23, John Lazelle. But these guys have just been absolutely hammer and tong battling it out. Look at a 31, Zach Floyd up into P4. He started towards the back of the field here on the restart. You see the 88, Jonathan Hernandez, currently battling side by side with the 33 of Matt Horton. You see the 62 of Corey Cook there as well. He is trying to join this battle in the best way he can think of, as he is to the outside of Hernandez now, and he's going to make that move stick. Very close quarters as he does so, cutting down on the nose of Hernandez. And we've just about entered the realm of the longest run in the race, as we see 3 wide behind these guys. The 12 of Matt Burgess, the meat and the sandwich of Kyle Kraus. I think that was a 23 of John Lazelle. Kraus taking full advantage and moving up into 10th, but here comes the 12 of Matt Burgess now to the inside of John Lazelle. He takes that position. DJ Crampton trying to battle back after running into the wall just prior to that previous caution. He is in 13th right now. But back up to the front we go. And Hennessy has taken the lead back. In fact, Chambliss has fallen a few positions. There's a blue car in the very background there who has lost out on a few positions as well. Looks like everyone's starting to get a bit loose. Everyone's just trying to push as hard as they possibly can. The Chambliss fell back to 4th. Hit a 31 there, Zach Floyd. But what a comeback this has been for Zach. As side by side now, Thomas Harmon and Andrew Hennessy go for the lead. Oh, and loose was Matt Horton. And he's going to lose out the spot to Brian Chambliss. Brian Chambliss back up into 3rd. Let's look at this side-by-side battling going on here, though, between Hennessy and Harmon. Let's see how long they can maintain this side-by-side for. As pinching down in the corner was Hennessy on Harmon, trying to get whatever side draft advantage he can. It's 3 wide again back there with Kraus, Burgess, and Hernandez this time. Oh, and there's contact. These guys rubbing and bumping through turn 4. Oh, and Hennessy's in the fence. He's gathered it back up, but he's losing a lot of positions because of it. All the way down to P12. That is definitely a fall from grace. Let's see if he can make that back up. But at the front of the field, that means a 38 of Thomas Harmon leading the way. Brian Chambliss there in 2nd, a 9 of Joe Slama in 3rd. And Horton looked like he got a little bit loose there. Joe Slama trying to take over 2nd from Chambliss, goes onto the apron, comes up, a little bit of a tap. Just to let Chambliss knows that he there. Bit of 31 of Zach Floyd getting very loose, coming out of the corner. Oh, big contact. 33 of Matt Horton, 31 Zach Floyd, big contact there. And I think 33 Matt Horton, big damage on that car. And I don't think he's going to be able to finish out this race. He's taking that thing down to the apron, and he's going to get the F out of there. Back up to the front of the pack we go now. Thomas Harmon leading away from Joe Slama now. Corey Cook in the 62, sitting in 3rd. It looks like at the front of the pack here, at least, Got a moment for these guys to catch their breath a little bit. Looks like the 12 of Matt Burgess, 78 Brian Pizzicami battling it out over third right now. The leaders are far and beyond in front of these guys. Just behind them, Andrew Hennessy, who we just seen hit the wall a couple of laps ago, already back up into fifth and to the inside of Matt Burgess. So that's going to be Hennessy back up into fourth. Burgess down to fifth. Oh, it's bouncing off the wall once more. That was Zach Floyd, who was still in P8 after all that. A lot of loose race cars out there. Here is your battle for the lead between the 38 and the 9. See Joe Slama just trying to work his way to be side by side with Thomas Harmon. As at the start finish line this time, we're going to have just 10 laps to go. There it is, officially 10 to go. What can Joe Slama do here? Can he take his first win? Or will Thomas Harmon hold on and extend his lead? These guys have a nearly 3-second gap to the rest of the field. Also, just on a side note, we only have 20 cars left on the lead lap. Mark Pentacuff 1 lap down in 21st. But Matt Horton in the pits. He is OUT out. Cole Woods is back in the pits as well in the 22. Currently 7 laps down. And Adam Bowden, who is 9 laps down in 24th. So we have 3 DNFs. In fact, I think that's 4 DNFs now as Cole Woods has pulled the pin. 1 DNS. And 2 cars laps down. But here we go. 8 to go now. Brian Pizzicami still holding on to third, but the battle for the lead starting to intensify here as different lines are being taken. What can Slama do to try and unsettle the 38 of Thomas Harmon? He's right on his tail, pushing him along the front straight here. I think he's just gotten to the outside. A little bit of side drafting going on. You can tell Thomas Harmon got a little bit loose there coming out of the tri-oval. And here we go, side by side. The final 6.5 laps is definitely going to be very exciting now. Got Slama on the outside line, Harmon on the inside. Who is going to have the dominant line and the dominant car? Both of them in Chevys. And Andrew Hennessy now in third. Pizzicami has dropped all the way down to 7th. Hennessy driving a Ford. The highest placed Ford is third with Hennessy. Highest placed Toyota, in fact the only Toyota in the field is TJ Crampton in 13th. 5 to go. And Slama led that lap. Slama definitely looking very strong here at the back end of the race. As I said, this is the longest run these guys have had on these tyres. It's a 45 lap run so far. 4 laps left in this race. And it comes down to this between Slama and Harmon. We take a quick look Slama with 11 starts, no wins, 2 top 5s, a rating of 104, compared with Harmon, who has 165 starts, 32 wins, 109 top 5s with a rating of 112. And Slama has cleared Harmon with 3 to go. The tyres for both these guys must be absolutely screaming out in pain, but they're still pushing them for everything they are worth. As the 21 of Chambliss has stopped. What happened to Brian? No caution. He's on the apron, tried transitioning back to the track and just sideways. But I don't know how that's not a caution. That probably should have been a caution. But back up to the front we go. As it looks like with 2 to go, it's going to be all plain sailing here for Joe Slama. A rookie in the league, as I said, only completed 11 races so far. This will be race number 12. And if he can hold on for another lap and a half, he will be a winner here in the Output Racing League. He comes through turns 3 and 4 for the penultimate time onto the pit straight. It's going to be white flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it. Also a battle going on for third right now between Hennessy and Hernandez. But we're not concerned about that right now, because coming through turn 2, I don't think Harmon has anything here for Joe Slama. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. As long as he doesn't get loose and Bennett, your winner here for the Autism Awareness 150 at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway is going to be the 9 of Joe Slama. Thomas Harmon comes home P2, and Andrew Hennessy will hold on to third. I think something happened to Kyle Kraus coming out of the white flag. Not sure what completely happened to him, but he has dropped like a rock to 20th. And I think he might actually have copped a penalty. I see a red box around his name. But your winner here, as I said, for the Autism Awareness 150 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, going to be the 9 of Joe Slama, as he's going to celebrate in style with some burnouts. Looks like you need to practice that a little bit, bub. Alrighty, with that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have driver interviews. So make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, here we go, guys. It's time for the driver interviews, and we're kicking things off with our Autism Awareness Hard Charger Award winner. And today's Hard Charger Award goes to our third place getter, League Rookie, Mr. Andrew Hennessy. Andrew, you came
Hello.
home with the Hard Charger Award tonight and third place. What was the race like for you? Because you went plus 17, which in this field is almost unfathomable.
Yeah, like the first, I honestly just expected to get a top 10, honestly. Like when I qualified so bad, because I messed up my qualifying lap, and then I started in the back. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to try and get into the top 10, and that's about it. And then after the first caution, I'm in 12th already, and I'm like, okay, I can actually gain a lot. And then by lap like 20, I think, I was within the top 5, which I wasn't expecting. I was mostly just having trouble burning off my right front. I was trying to do that the entire race. I just kept killing the right rear. But I ended up leading a lot of laps in the middle of it. But probably should have ended up winning it, but burned my right rear off a little bit towards the last run, and then I pinched too hard, just trying to keep the lead, and then hit the wall hard. And honestly, surprised I didn't get meatballed, but luckily able to bounce back at the end and still get third place.
All right, now let's talk about how the cars were handling because they were just a little bit loose early in the run, then they tightened up, and then they were just absolutely snappy loose. What was it like for you just trying to deal with the changes in behavior of the car as the runs went on?
Yeah, it was interesting. I just knew it was going to get looser and looser, so I just kept trying to turn the wheel more to burn off the right front more and more, but it wasn't really working. It was more just trying to keep the car underneath you the entire time and not doing anything dumb, really, and not trying to spin out.
All right, now let's look forward towards next week, Andrew. Actually, no, not next week. It'll be the week after because we have an off week next week. So the week after, we will be going to the Martinsville Speedway. What's it feeling like for you as we head into the paperclip?
I actually like that track a lot, so I'm not really comfortable in mile and a half that much, so I was actually surprised that I had this much pace. So I think I feel a lot more comfortable in Martinsville and short tracks in general, and hopefully I will not qualify 17th there or whatever I qualified.
Well, let's see, you
20th,
qualified
yeah.
20th. But yeah, 20th to third. That's just incredible, man. Honestly.
Thank you.
All right. Before we let you go here tonight, Andrew, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Nope.
No, no one at all.
Nope. No one at all.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming out. Congratulations on coming home P3 and getting the Hard Charger Award. Look forward to seeing
Thank
what
you.
you can do next week at Martinsville.
Yeah, me too. It should be a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun this race.
All right. Awesome. Well, we'll see you next week, mate.
Yep. See ya.
All right, guys. That was our third place getter, league rookie Andrew Hennessy, and we've got to get him to start thanking some people, at least the league. But coming up next, we've got our second place getter here tonight, and it was a very, very hard fought second place right at the very end there for the 38 of Thomas Harmon. Thomas, that was an absolutely titanic battle between yourself and Joe towards the end of the race. What was that like, considering how wild these cars were handling wise?
That was great fun. I'd be down to do it every week. Just I'd like to win the next one, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I fought with Andrew too there for a while, and before him and I made a little contact. But great battles all around. No malicious intent between anybody, and just good hard racing.
Now, let's talk about the race. We had, in the first half of the race, there was a caution every 25 laps, and then we had one very quick caution, and then just green to the end. What was it like in the different stages of the race, just trying to deal with the way that the car was handling, especially towards the end of a run?
It's the first half of the race. I kind of planned to take it long and go for a long run, and it just when the caution come out is when it started going my way. But once that last run, I decided screw it, I'm going to send it. Whatever happens, happens. Managed to pull out a P2. It sounded like a lot of chaos at the rear, which probably helped with that, but it was definitely a lot to control.
All right, now let's look forward to 2 weeks' time, Thomas, because we've got an off week next week. We're going to be going to the Martinsville Speedway. What's the feeling like for you as we head into the Virginias?
Martinsville, I try not to remember that track. I mean, nothing against the track. I don't do well there. I run well for like 5 laps, and then I just like have a stroke while driving the car, and it just never works out.
All right, Thomas, before we let you go here tonight, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, you open the booth for broadcasting. Jared, all the admins, drivers council, all the drivers that show up each week, getting some new competition in here and getting some new winners like Joe. Andrew, if he keeps with it, stays with us, he's gonna. I think he'll get one because he was strong tonight too. And Cookie was up there. He was holding strong. I don't know what happened to him. I didn't get to see what caused him to fall off, but yeah. And then for all the fans each week, and everyone in the car.
All right, thank you very much for coming out, Thomas. Congratulations on coming home P2. Look forward to seeing what you can do next week at Martinsville.
Thank you, sir. I'll be there.
All right, guys, that was our second place getter, the one, the only, the Thomas Harmon. Coming up next, we are going to have our race winner, and it was a very, very deserving winner at that. Very hard fought battle with Thomas, especially right there at the end. Of course, we're going to be talking to the number 9 of Joe Slammer. Joe, incredible race there between you and Thomas. First of all, how do you feel?
Oh man, it feels really good to finally get a win. It's my first league win in quite a while. So man, I'm pumped. So really fun race.
All right, now let's talk about the race as a whole. Begin with, the first half of the race, we had a caution every 25 laps, and then we had just a very short run, but then that led into the longest run of the race. What was it like for you just trying to deal with how crazy the car was handling?
Yeah, I mean, my strategy, from what I learned in practice was to just kind of hang out. I had a bad qualifying run, and that just kind of, you know, pretty much made my decision that I'm just going to ride for about the first 10 laps or so, and right about the time those cautions were coming out was when I was catching people, and I was able to just hook the bottom in both corners, and that really helped keep the car a little more tame. After that lap 20 mark when everyone else was getting loose, and that strategy just paid off at the end. I just did the same thing the entire race, and my tires held up, and was able to come from about 12th to first there in that last run.
All right, now let's just talk about that battle between yourself and Thomas right at the end there. That looked so intense. What was it like battling with the best that the league has to offer?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I knew once I got by second place, and I started inching them down, and I'm used to following him and him driving away. So for me to be running him down was fun. I started getting a little nervous, and just tried to run smooth, and I finally just worked and worked at it and got to his outside, and we had a 4 or 5 lap battle side by side, and we both raced super clean. So appreciate that, and it was intense. It was a lot of fun. Definitely going to be one of my more memorable wins. Racing Thomas, he's the one to beat, and feels good to get it done.
All right, Joe. Now let's look forward to not next week, but the week after. What's the feeling like for you as we head into Martinsville?
Yeah, Martinsville, it can be a good track for me. I think if I just get my practice in, I can be pretty strong. It's gonna be interesting there. I know you can have a lot of grip, so it's just gonna be about track position, I think, over there. So we'll see how it goes, but I feel pretty confident that I can hopefully run in the top 5.
All right, Joe. Thank you very much for coming out. But before we let you go here tonight, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, just everyone here at the league. You guys put on a great show every week, and it's fun to race. Most of the time, the race is pretty clean. And just thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast every week. It's fun to go back and watch the races.
All right, Joe, again, thank you for coming out. Congratulations on your win. You missed out on the hard charger by 3 positions, which is definitely nothing to sneeze at, honestly, because between you and Andrew, combined, you guys went plus 31 for the race, which is incredible when you think about it. But definitely a solid effort, and congratulations on getting your first win with the league.
Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, that was tonight's winner, and a very emphatic winner as well. You could hear it in his voice, the 9 of Joe Slama. But that is going to wrap things up for us here tonight. Thank you guys very much for coming out. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks when we go and tackle the paperclip known as Martinsville. And, it should be a bit of another bit of a chaotic race. So until then, I've been your commentator, the Aussie Sim commentator. We'll see you guys at Martinsville.